Aloha everyone, what's up? BraddahKahuutz is back and welcome to the next video on the channel. In this one we are going to go over the new draft league that we are a part of, the DTC, or the Destined Trainers Community. So yes, we are joining a new draft league after the INT has come to a close. It was an amazing first season and I can't wait for season 2. But for now, so we don't get rusty, we are going to be joining other draft leagues, and the DTC is the first one. So it's been around for a while. I believe we're joining it in its third season, and this is the biggest season it's ever had. So they actually had to split it into 2 divisions. So we're going to be joining B League, which is the new participants, and A League has the returnings, except for some key individuals. As in my boy Q the Costa Rican has joined us in B League because he can. And when I say us, I mean Metamek. Metamek is another new participant in the DTC, one of our good friends on the channel. We're all going to be a part of it, so I'm super excited to be doing it with them. But yeah, so in this video we are just going to go over the Pokemon we drafted, the reasons why we drafted them, and it's kind of our thought process to the whole thing. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so first up is none other. If you are a fan of the INT Season 1, you know who this pick is. Because it is none other than your girl, Misty the Mimikyu. Yes, we did scoop up Misty one more time for another draft league. It led some really strong plays in the INT and I just couldn't help myself to not grab it. I was thinking of cores and how I'm going to set up this league, and just wait for the next couple picks and you'll understand why. So Misty is really good. I really wanted Mimikyu again to deal with a lot of the dragon types that have been drafted in this league. There's a lot of things. We got triple weakness immunities, just triple immunities, normal fighting and fair and dragon. So normal fighting and dragon are all gone with Mimikyu here, but it's super good Pokemon. We've been rocking max speed, max special attack with the life orb. That might be something that we're still going to bring as a staple, but it's versatile. It can really be a fun set if we want it to be. But yeah, it's just one of the main starts of my core. So yes, our number 1 overall pick was Mimikyu. So as for our second pick for the DTC, we went with the Sky Guardian himself, Rayquaza. Yeah, so we grabbed Rayquaza to deal with a lot of the grass types, with the flying. The ground immunity was very important to me. A lot of the Pokemon that we drafted first couple of rounds all have some sort of immunity in some way, which is really important to me. We also grabbed it because it's just a strong Pokemon. Rayquaza was a very lucky pick, honestly, that people were just kind of just going right over, which I was a little surprised by. But I'm not too disappointed. Honestly, it's a great mix attacker. Has 150 attack and 150 special attack, and it can just be whatever we want. Whatever we're missing, Rayquaza can just clean it up. So I'm really happy to add it to the team, and that's the first 2 of our core. The fairy and dragon has been attained. The third pick, after careful consideration, I'm going to rant a little bit on this one, so be prepared. We picked Metagross. Yes, that is right. We scooped up Metamek himself in this draft. But here is the reasoning. Metamek sniped me twice. So initially, my team was very different. What I wanted was Solgaleo, Mimikyu, Salamence. So that was going to be my Dragon Fairy Steel core with the Dragon Flying and the Psychic Steel. Reason being, as you can see, the Flying handles the ground weakness that Metagross has. Metagross, the Steel type handles the poison weakness that Mimikyu has. They just balance each other so well. I'm not mad with this pairing. It's just wasn't my ideal, but it's still good. This was my ideal backup. But Metamech unfortunately sniped Solgaleo from me like 3 or 4 picks before I got a chance. That was his round 1 pick. So, you know, I couldn't help. It was okay. But still a little salty. The second time he sniped me, it was going to get sniped anyway. I wanted a Araquanid. We'll get into that later. But it's fine. Everyone wanted a Araquanid. But yeah, the big one was Solgaleo. But this is a really good backup. So I thought, you know, a little revenge, a little, it fits my plan, and I'm gonna try and see if I can get Metamech to lose to Metagross, you know, paybacks. But I'm not salty. Anyway, Metagross is here to deal, like I said, with the poison immunity, the poison Pokemon, because he has that Steel type immunity. I'm really excited to go in with the Clear Body, because I know a lot of people are probably going to run webs, so having Clear Body Metagross is going to be really helpful. I also think that Metagross itself is such a strong Pokemon. I didn't grab Mega Metagross because we're only allowed 1 Ubers, and the tier list for DTC had Mega Metagross and Ubers, and I valued Rayquaza more, especially since Salamence versus Rayquaza. Like, I wasn't going to grab Rayquaza because I wanted Solgaleo, but Rayquaza is just a little bit better than Salamence. So that's why I stuck with this team. But anyway, move on to number 4. So for our 4th pick, we picked Vikavolt. So the reason that we picked Vikavolt, it was for one reason, and one reason only: we needed webs. So I initially wanted to grab our boy Static again. Galvantula was gonna make a return, but this was the round that everyone was pulling for webs apparently, because not only did Metamech snag a Araquanid that I was initially gonna get, so I was okay, so Araquanid, so I'll take Galvantula. The person immediately after Metamech took Galvantula from me, but it's fine. We ended up with Vikavolt, who is just as well, just as good. I know its speed's a little worse, like it's a lot worse, honestly. Its speed is pretty garbage, but it has a really high special attack and it has decent defenses. So we'll slap on a we'll slap on a Focus Sash on this. We really run it one way. It's gonna be fine. I still like it. It's still a good mon. So the 5th Pokemon that we snagged was Krookodile. So Krookodile is here because we needed a really good rocker, we needed a good ground type, and the fact that he came in with 2 immunities to Psychic and Electric, I really couldn't pass it up. It's just such a good Pokemon. I don't know why it was in tier 3, but I'm not complaining about it. So what's Krookodile's main objective? Intimidate. Because we know what teams we're going to face against. So if they have a lot of physical attackers, Intimidate Krookodile is going to be the play. If they have a lot of special, Moxie Krookodile is going to be the play. You know, it's just how it is. I really enjoy Krookodile. It's such a versatile way to use him. He's good in anything. You want a bulky physical attacker, you know, max defense, max attack Krookodile. You want a fast physical sweeper, max speed, max attack Krookodile. It's just so good. You can even do max defense, max HP. It's so versatile. We can step on a life, not life orb. I mean, yeah, step on a life orb on it, but we go step on leftovers. We could go. I just thought of so much things that we could use Krookodile for that I just couldn't help picking it up. I won't dawdle on it though. Also, it just looks so cool. Do you see this thing? Do you see how edgy AF this guy looks? I'm really happy we were able to snag it. Okay, so with that, we're moving on to our 6th pick. So all the picks before us had some sort of immunity in some way. Mimikyu had 3, Rayquaza had 1, Metagross had 1, Vikavolt has Levitate, so it's also immune to ground, and Krookodile has 2 with Psychic and Electric. We're now going to go into the Pokemon that are now rounding out the team. This 5, outside of Vikavolt, was pretty much exactly the one I wanted as a core. The only difference is that I was trying to get Water Bug instead of Electric Bug, but I'm not mad. Like I said before, it's great, and the fact that I got Levitate is just really good. But for this pick, number 6, I was looking at our team. We needed something to round it off. I know I needed a good spinner, so we grabbed Mr. Rhyme. So I'd never used Mr. Rhyme before. I've seen gameplay of it being really good. I've seen it used primarily as a screens rapid spinner. Its screen cleaner ability is also really good, being able to get rid of your opponent's screens. So as you can see if you watch the INT finals, I think it was posted yesterday. I hope you all enjoyed the premiere. I know I would have been there, so if you guys enjoyed it, thank you so much for coming out. But screens are kind of dire. The reflect that Q put up on us really didn't help us. So if you didn't see, go check out the playbacks. But screens are deadly. So yeah, that's what Mr. Rhyme's for. So up next, we needed a really good Pokemon here. So our 7th pick coming into the game was Lapras. So the reason that we picked Lapras, we really wanted a good water type. Lapras can do some real shenanigans. Like Perish Song Lapras has been reused a lot. I know that Lapras has decent stats. Yeah, 130 HP, amazing defenses, 90, almost 100 in special defense. Lapras is just a tank. So we're going to do our best to capitalize on that fact, because it learns, because it learns Perish Song, because it learns a bunch of, like, it has such a good move pool that I'm really excited to use it. But what was kind of the icing on the cake was the fact that it gets access to Water Absorb. So I know there are a lot of people out there who are drafting high physical or very attack oriented water type Pokemon. So I really wanted something that can deal with that, and Water Absorb just works. Now Dracovish wasn't drafted surprisingly in this league, so I don't really have to worry about that. But we got Suicune, we got Mega Swampert, we got a Vaporeon in this league, Seismitoad, someone drafted Seismitoad. What else is in here in terms of water types? Milotic. Yeah, so the Tentacruel, yeah, there's a bunch of water type Pokemon that could really be an issue. So Lapras having Water Absorb is just a no-brainer. It does have Shell Armor, so if we want to, like, if there isn't any water type Pokemon on the other team, we might switch it out to Shell Armor, just preventing critical hits. I don't really have access to Rain, so its hidden ability Hydration isn't going to be much help. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think Lapras itself learns Rain Dance, so if we really want to get that, we could probably go in. In fact, Rain Dance, Lapras, Thunder, Vikavolt? Yo, that might be a play. I might have to play around with that. So anyway, that's Lapras. Going into our 8th pick. So this pick is something special. The reason that we did it is because we needed a Mega. And what better Mega to round out the squad, giving us that sweet fire type damage, burn immunity, Mega Charizard X. So the reason that we grabbed Mega Charizard X is because having a fire physical attacker, we get around burns, so it's really not going to do anything to us. We also have a really good, we just have a really good everything. He is an amazing attacker. Let me look him up real quick. So I know Mega Charizard X, 130 physical attack, 130 special attack, so it's a mixed attacker, 100 speed, decent defenses at 100 and 111 defense. This thing could be a wall. It could be a wall, it could be a glass cannon, it could be anything we want it to be. It's just such a versatile Pokemon. Sure, it gets the dragon type, so it becomes weak to fairy instead of being resisted. But I don't mind that. Like, I'm not sure. Okay, I think it becomes neutral because if I resist fairy, dragon is weak to fairy, so it becomes neutral to fairy instead of resisted, which is fine. We do learn things that can count. I think we learned Steel Wing, so like a Tough Claws, max attack, Steel Wing. Yeah, it's just such a good Pokemon. So I'm not too worried about it, and I think it looks so cool. Like, I was surprised that it just wasn't picked up. People were wanting like the legendary megas or like something else, but Mega Charizard X is just a good Pokemon. I don't know, but I have it. I'm happy I have it. I'm glad everyone was making bad decisions. I'm joking. No one made bad decisions. We were drafting, and then afterwards we were able to like move around the Pokemon of those who weren't drafted. We could free trade for a couple days. I didn't do that because I really liked my team. But yeah, that's Mega Charizard. I'm rambling again. All right, moving on. So our 9th Pokemon, our 9th pick, is someone that y'all might not be expecting. He is not very well known in draft leagues. I don't really see a lot of people pick him, but I grabbed Chestnut. So the reason that I grabbed Chestnut, I really wanted a very good defensive tank, and I couldn't think of anything better than Chestnut. The fact that it gets access to Spike Shield, the fact that it gets access to Protect, the fact that it gets access to Toxic, you know, there are some shenanigans that I'm thinking, I don't know if it's going to work. So my initial thought, Toxic, Spike Shield, Protect, Spike Shield, Protect. I don't know if they stack like that. I'm going to test it out. If they don't, they don't. You know, I'm still learning how to do these defensive tactics. It's a little cheeky, but I really do like Chestnut. People hate Chestnut. I don't know why. It's such a good looking Pokemon. It's a paladin. It's a tank. It is the front lines. It's gonna be amazing. So another reason why I want a Chestnut, our boy Q has gone and named all his Charizards Bakugo, and I wanted a Pokemon that represents My Hero Academia too. So I thought, yo, I saw a Chespin with his little ears, and it reminded me of Deku's costume. I want to lay a photo of Deku's costume and Chespin right next to the side right now. But doesn't that look so similar? So I decided that's it. That's my Pokemon from My Hero Academia. I don't know. Deku. Say hello to Deku, everyone. But yeah, all in all, it's just a good Pokemon. I'm excited to use it, and I can't wait to see what happens in the future. Alright, so our 10th Pokemon that we drafted in the DTC is yo boy Ditto. So Ditto, shout out to Chrisman, and Ditto was a proud member of the Extreme Chrisman Wrestlers in the INT. But we snagged this boy, and he's now a proud member, the Hawaiian Komo'os, the DTC Season 3. So welcome Ditto. So one of the main reasons that we drafted Ditto was because its imposter ability. It's just such a good mon. And especially in a draft season that has access to legendary and mega Pokemon, why on earth wouldn't I? It's just such a good Pokemon. Especially if they set up like webs on us, if they do any kind of shenanigans that makes us stats change before switching out. We switch out, the stats change, we imposter, we become their stats, and we lose all that. Dude, I've been testing this out. The Zacian's banned in the DTC, but during testing, I switched Ditto in on Zacian when we had sticky webs on our side. I lost speed. I impostered, became Zacian, +1 the +1 attack, and then my ability went off, so now I was +2 attack with a choice scarf. So just so anytime that I imposter, I'm faster unless they're also scarfed. But he wasn't, and I swept. I reverse swept with Zacian. It was amazing. But with a Ditto, I was like, after that I was like, Ditto's amazing. Why would no one pick this up until, well, this is my 10th pick. We went all the way down to 10 and no one scooped up Ditto. I am surprised. In the future, I might grab Ditto earlier. Like, I would have grabbed it like 5th or 6th if I knew how good it was. But anyway, that's Ditto. I'm gassing it a little too much, but it was just so much fun to use. And the last and final Pokemon, the 11th pick for the DTC Season 3. This one was up for a huge debate, let me tell you. I had 3 Pokemon in mind. 3 Pokemon that it could go either way. So let me tell you who they were. Number 1 was Diancie. The reason why I wanted Diancie is because I didn't have a rock type. I could really use its defenses because I believe Diancie has 150. Let's see. Yeah, Diancie has 150 in defense and 150 in special defense. So it's a mixed wall that we could use to our advantage. Problem with even has good attack. It's 100 attack, 100 special attack. The problem with Diancie is that its HP is garbage. It is such a low HP that even with the high defenses, I don't think it's gonna live more than two hits, 3 hits max. And with a wall, you want it to be living every single attack at least 5 attacks. You want your wall to sustain. But Diancie was up there just because, you know, it was another rock setter in my mind. It gets access to a lot of moves. The rock stab was very important to me, but after discussing it with other people and like I was talking to and getting ideas on what I should draft, Diancie just kind of fell off. The other Pokemon that was in the running was Torterra. So Torterra is my boy. Turtwig is the mascot of the channel, but Torterra is just has such a special place in my heart. And you know, having another grass ground type, we're immune to spores. We're immune to all the powder moves. We're immune to electric type moves. Would have been really nice, you know, Choice Scarf Torterra. You know, click the card to see that fabulous match with your boy Cuticle Surican. But in the end, I had to go with Alcremie. So Alcremie, the reason why we grabbed it was because we needed a cleric. Diancie didn't have any cleric moves, and neither did Torterra. If Torterra had like synthesis or like aromatherapy, I would have scooped it up, but he didn't. Alcremie does have access to aromatherapy, which is really nice, and that was one of the main reasons we picked it up. It's a really good special defensive wall. So it's not 150, but 121 is nothing to scoff at. It's really good when it comes to specially defensive. It has a higher HP than Diancie, which is nice to see. And it has such a high special attack at 110. So what I'm thinking Alcremie is going to be is to become a special attacking, special D wall. So like max HP, max special defense, 4 points into special attack, giving it a either a boosted special attack nature or a boosted special defense nature. I'm still working on that one. Having the aromatherapy on ready and waiting. It also has like, it has aroma veil and sweet veil. So these two veil abilities, allies Pokemon, this Pokemon and its allies cannot fall asleep, so it really does help against any yawn shenanigans that's going on. But its hidden ability is actually pretty decent. It protects the users from Attract, Disable, Encore, Heal Block, Taunt, and Torment. So in a tournament setting, those are very prevalent. Like, I don't know if Alcremie gets access to any setup moves, but it's really good for like setup. Especially if like we go in with Alcremie with the Aroma Veil, and someone tries to taunt us so we can't get our aromatherapy off. That can happen. We'll always get our aromatherapy off, which is great. So, you know, it's really versatile. That's really what I'm saying. So that is our cleric of the group, and that is the last pick rounding up the DTC. So, final thoughts about it. You know, I think it was a really good round for us. We got, out of the 11 Pokemon, I think it was only one of them that wasn't on our list originally, that we just kind of like chose on the fly. That was Vikavolt. Everything else was on our list. Things that we were looking into, things that we wanted to snag. Everything else, yeah, because I know I wanted Ditto, I know I wanted Chestnut, I know I wanted Alcremie was I know I liked it, and it was in the running, but I wasn't too sure about it, so I saved it for last. But yeah, everything else played right to what we wanted. Like this league took 3 days to draft, I think, and you know, according to Q, the last 2 seasons took weeks. So the fact that it was the quickest DTC draft ever was great. It means everyone's really involved and really excited, and then that hopefully shows in the matches that we're having. But you know, I'm gonna wrap up here. So if you guys are wondering who our first opponent is in the DTC, you already saw a fantastic match between us two, because it is your boy Q, the Costa Rican. We're going head to head again in the first match of the DTC. So right after coming down off of a high from the match in the INT, they threw us right into another match in the DTC. It was like it was planned or something. But anyway, Q is our boy. Are you wondering when we're fighting in Metamech? Is that what you guys are wondering right now? Well, you're gonna have to wait for a bit, because he's the last match we're fighting in the DTC. So I think 10 weeks in the future we'll be fighting Metamech, and possibly for a playoff spot. So be very ready for this. The entirety of the match is going to be amazing. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And with that, ahui ho, we'll see you in the next video. Shoots!